Hello and welcome to Magic Quarters scenario number 34 in the original RollerCoaster Tycoon Corkscrew Follies expansion pack from 1999. Today's goal, to achieve a park value of $300,000 at the end of October year 4. And this map is pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and open the park. And I'm going to go ahead and open Miniature Railroad 1. We have an admission fee here of $10, which I feel like is fine to start out. But what's cool about this is, take a look at this. We have a railroad going all the way around the outside, and it has plenty of connection to the middle. It's very symmetrical, very, very pleasing. Oh, but there's only 2 trains. Hold on. No. This won't do. This won't do. Oh, we got the one with the covered cars. Let's do that. All right, and then I'm gonna go for 4 trains, 1 per station. And it does say leave if another train arrives at the station, so that is fine. Yeah, we'll just turn that one back on. There we go. That's much better. But this guy right here, this park is really cool because each of these quadrants can be used with a specific theme, and we'll be able to take advantage of that to maybe make something a little bit more thematically coherent than what we normally do. So let's take a look at what we have to start out with. Obviously, we have the miniature railroad, monorail chairlift, probably not going to need any of those. We've got a decent mix of the gentle rides. And roller coasters, we already have a whole lot unlocked, so that's great. But thrill rides, all we have is a pirate ship. We're going to fix that. And then all we have is a boat hire in a log flume here. Decent mix of these guys here. But let's go ahead and just have them focus on thrill rides, water rides, and shops and stalls. Actually, no, I'll turn off shops and stalls for now. Put that on maximum funding. And there we go. Of course, we're going to start out with our favorite, the information kiosk, so we can have our $10 umbrellas, $5 umbrellas, depending on how we want to play with that. And somebody left a comment saying that we can actually type in this field, so that is tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. We're going to go ahead and just pop in 2 of those there because I can. And then I think at the, like kind of the meeting point of all of these things, it would be a smart idea to have an information kiosk. We want to maximize umbrella sales during the rain after all. Make sure those are randomized. Yeah, there we go. We'll just get this thing all set up, ready to go. Perfect. We've got 5 information kiosks. Should be pretty good. And now we can think about building actual rides. So, like I said, quadrants, that's what the map is based off of. And that's what we're going to base our construction off of. So this is going to be water rides. This, not entirely sure what could go here, but the desert and then these mountainous areas I think would be really fun to have themed coasters be the centerpiece of those. So of course the mine train coaster that I always complain about being hard to build is going to actually be perfect thematically for this area here. There's not a ton of space, but I think we're going to be able to do something at least kind of cool. See if any of these designs will fit nicely, if we can squeeze something in. Try to work with the terrain instead of against it. Might take a little bit of finagling, but we'll see. See what happens. We might have to do something like that, but we'll come back and take care of that at some point. I think based on what we already have unlocked, which is basically everything for roller coasters, the easy thing to do is going to be come in here, put in some whoop-de-doos, and have that kind of in the center of the park to try to, encourage guests to get in there. So if I come in here with the other whoop-de-doo, where this actually fits in here real nice, just let that, I suppose, be right there, and we could have some stalls there that would work. Get this other one popped in. I do love this design. I just think this is cool. But you already know the drill. That should be good to go, and it is. These are free because we have a park entrance fee, and I think that is going to be the right way to do it. We're selling on-ride photos anyway, so I think that is going to be just fine. Let's go ahead. And I guess we can kind of color code our queue lines. You take a look at this right here. See, this one's green. This one's green. The train is all green, but this is like, the grassy area, so this could be green. The desert could be yellow. This could be blue, and this could be red. I think that would be kind of fun. So you know the drill. Just get these things popped in here nice and easy. And then there and there. I like that we can zoom in now, instead of just having to only go up to that bit, but there we go. Those are both operational. And of course we have to hire some staff, so start with 5 handymen, 2 mechanics, should be pretty good to go. And before too long we should have some guests start to come into the park. And of course they can take the train if they so choose. I do like this entrance here, it's pretty nice. So ideally, now we have, or we will have, 1 train at every station waiting, more or less. Is anybody on the ride? 1 person! Now there's 2 people on the ride. And there is a maximum time they're going to wait for that, so that is A-okay there. Got $5 grand. See, what would fit in the desert sector here? The landscaping is also something you kind of do have to contend with, but Corkscrew roller coaster has the sand in the background. So maybe we have seal sliding and slippery seals. I guess those are supposed to be companion rides. Viper looks kind of cool, but that's expensive. Is there anything kind of inexpensive we can build to start bringing guests into the... Yeah, I think I built this one before, and it kept getting stuck. One of these did. This is like the corkscrew equivalent of El Cheapo is what that is. Let's see. That's just kind of a whatever thing. All right. Any of these going to be cheap at all and still worth building? I mean, that's probably all right. Yeah, same kind of thing. You know, I thought Great American Scream Machine, there's a ride at Six Flags over Georgia that I went on when I was a kid. That was a wooden coaster I thought was named the American Scream Machine or something. I could be wrong. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to see if I can find a spot to put this boomerang coaster here. If there is a place that will allow this to be constructed without it being super incredibly high here. So this, I guess this kind of works. Yeah. I really would like it to be more flat. So maybe that's not meant to be there, and we'll have to do some landscaping. But I digress. We do have people in line to ride these guys now, which is good. Who's on the train? Anybody on the train? 5, 6 people on the train. Very good. All right, so I guess nobody here, 2 people here. There we go. There we go. That'll get better. We only have 76 guests at the moment. We do have a decent number coming. Oh, they're all waiting. They're all waiting to get on the train. Very good. You love to see people using transit. But I digress. We just got splash boats unlocked, and we talked about splash boats a couple episodes ago being a very good, very simple ride to build early game that would allow you to have a pretty good guest density on that ride. So if I were to, first of all, I have to remember where the path comes out on this thing. Yeah, put in something like this. Depending on how we put this in, I might actually be able to, okay, well that's not going to be tremendous. So I'll just leave this here. That should be fine. I did say the queue is going to be blue over there, so that is okay. And I guess I will go ahead and lengthen that and then just get that guy in there. This ride, what we talked about is you can have as many boats as you want, more or less. Like, I can have 10. 10 is way too many for this, but 3 is also probably too few. I'm going to go with 5. And that should be some pretty good guest throughput. We got some ducks. Quack, quack, indeed. Get right in there. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. We got 35 people in line for the train here, and I think that is about as many as this train will hold. I think, 6 per car, and there's 6 cars, so that's 36. I can do math. Yeah, this thing will be nice and full. How are we looking? Okay, no one's on the line over here. Okay, there's some people waiting there. But I guess we will see what happens. 47 on the ride. There's... Okay, there's a couple people on that train. This train should be entirely full. It might not be. I might have counted incorrectly, but looks like that is going just fine. So, park value is $50,000. Remember that our goal is $300,000 at the end of year 4. So, slowly we will be making our way upward in that direction there. I guess I should probably also put in some bathrooms, which I will do there. I'm not going to charge for the bathrooms. I just generally like to have stuff easily accessible in a nice semi-symmetrical park like this. And this is where I say, oh, I should have put in a bathroom here. Well, guess what? We can take this out. There you go. Now you got your symmetrical bathroom in the middle of the flowers. I'm sure that's going to smell lovely. But anyway. Nobody in line. Nobody on the ride. They don't know. They don't know about the double drop. We got to maybe fix that problem. But there's also hardly anybody back here. It'll come in time. We'll be all right. So I got $2,800. What's our loan max anyway? Let's find out. 25. Okay. So I suppose we'll leave that at 10 for now. Get this speed up a little bit. Yeah, here come the umbrella buyers. There we go. There we go. Very good. Everyone's buying umbrellas, yes? Yes? Yeah, they're making a beeline for that thing. Look at them go. They see that big blue and white eye thing and they're like, oh, salvation is at hand. Maybe not quite, but you get the idea. So, shop sales, 688. We sold 68 umbrellas. Just about. Well, not bad for only having 200-some people in the park. And some of those could also have been park maps. I guess it'll tell me. Yeah. Oh, only 9 umbrellas? Okay. Well, there are also, are other ones here. Okay, well. We'll be alright. I just want to get a little bit more money so I can do some terraforming here and put in some other roller coasters. I guess I can go ahead and just take care of some of this here. There's just a little bit that's got to be removed, and then that one coaster will fit very, very nicely. So let's try with that, and then come back in here. That was the either Boomerang or Cobra. It's basically the same roller coaster, it seems like, but one has some more stuff in it. All right, so that is a little better. I may have slightly misjudged what needed to be removed. Yeah, okay, well, I guess I probably don't need to be spending all my time trying to figure out how to take care of all of this. So, tell you what we'll do is this will just kind of live. I guess I am going to have to take this down. That's annoying. Okay, so these two right here. I'll just go ahead. I'll just carve this out through the rocks. How about that? How about that? And then this one will also go down just a touch. There we go. We'll leave the rest of that in place. See if this will fit. Hey, there we go. There we go. Maybe not exactly perfect for what I was originally hoping to do, but you know what? I will take it. That works. So as I always like to do, entrance at the back, exit at the front. Leave a little bit of space there, and then desert gets the yellow one. Make our little snaky queue. Oh, did I did. I was supposed to move that way. No matter. There we go. Boomerang open. Ready to go. And that leaves us some space here to put some stalls and then something else here that could possibly be interesting. We do have Egyptian theming, which allows us to do funny things like put pyramids on stilts, or you get the Sphinx, or colonnades, or whatever kind of nonsense you want to pop in. But for right now, I think that is going to be just fine like that. People in line for the train. People on the train. Got 77 people on the train. Double Drop is actually fully populated. Well, okay, almost. But people are getting on board now, and that is good. Park value is, wow, healthy $132,000. Can deal with that. Dinghy slides. Oh, and we've got River Rapids too. They haven't researched a single thrill ride. What's good? Come on, give me the go-karts. Give me the go-karts. I want the go-karts. Well, we don't have the money to build anything else right now anyway, so I guess we have to take a look at raising our park entrance fee, because this is admittedly kind of ridiculous now. All right, so let's double it to $20. I don't think that's going to slow down anyone getting in. But I don't want to raise it a crazy amount quite yet. But it probably should be more than $20. Okay. Let's go to 30 and leave it there for a little while. I think we can barely justify 30 at this point. So now, see, I need to have money to build the rest of this. I could take out more loans. We already know the interest rate isn't crazy bad because of the last scenario. Unless they can change it. I don't think anyone ever does. But I do think we're going to want to have a mine train coaster before too long. That's going to take a little bit more money. The pirate ship, I guess, is water-themed enough. Or we could just say that's a generic ride that goes in the generic grass section. Probably better to do that. So if we put it next to, say, right here, then that could be a good opportunity to just kind of wiggle around our queues here. Just pop that like that, and then we'll just, you know, do one of those kind of numbers. All right, so what was this? Bumper boats for the boat hire. Yes, please spend a month researching bumper boats. You got to be kidding. This is already full? Ugh. Alright, we'll extend it a little bit. I guess that's fine. Get these guys in here. Okay, people are on the train again. 94! Very good, and the train isn't even full. Full capacity on this one should be 128, I think. But I'll tell you what. This is going to start to be a problem enough where I should probably have these guys actually patrolling a territory. Because there's going to be all sorts of nasty here. And there's also all these flowers that have to be maintained, so I will have Handyman 1 take care of this entire entrance area here. Yeah, that's going to be fine. As long as he can actually, you know, utilize all of these underground passages, I think he's going to be okay. And then I am going to have, in clockwise order, each of these bits monitored here. And I guess I'll have to have one guy for the middle too, but you know, there's not really much of anything going on over here yet, so I guess that is fine. Get this guy in his new digs. There you go. Handyman 3 is actually, conveniently, already in the right spot. So just have to cover the queue and any other relevant places. Make sure not to erase anything. So for right now, that's looking fine. Handyman number 4, you already know, come through here. Give him patrol area outside of the park, and I guess that doesn't matter. And then, you know, they can't actually get up here, I don't think. Yeah, there's no path connection whatsoever. So we don't have to worry about that. We just have this middle bit here around the ring. So what I will do is I will just have them cover all of this. We'll have to rotate the camera so we can actually get at the other side. And then just have this connect. So your 5th guy is in the middle, just kind of running around doing whatever. And now everybody's got a place to do their job. Except the mechanics, because those guys need to be able to go wherever. Alright. So that should help keep things a little bit cleaner. I realize there's probably not very many of these trash cans everywhere. So I will go ahead and put some of these in various locations, utilizing slopes whenever possible. I don't think it's really going to be that big. Oh, there's some trash up here. That works. I think we can be fine with that. Okay, still people wanting to come into the park, so the entrance fee clearly is not too high. Things are still looking good. I wish this handyman who's in the middle here would, you know, do his job, but... Oh, he's not in the correct spot. Well, guess what? There you go. Now you are. Good job. Get that all cleaned up for me. Oh, okay, so now they're researching thrill rides, but the the first one is a 3D cinema. Come on, man. The reason I don't like this is because you have to keep changing which movie it's showing, and I want to set it and forget it. Guests are hungry and can't find anywhere to buy food. Okay, that is actually my fault. Take this out of turbo speed here. Why don't we go ahead... Oh, no, rotate that. We'll go ahead and, you know, start putting little food court-ish areas in different parts of the park. And because we have park entrance fee and not per ride, I'm going to raise the price on all of the food. They can afford to pay for it, and if they can't, then, well, too bad. Somebody in the last video cut onto the $1.50 hot dog, the Costco thing, so kudos to you for that. Put in some benches right here, and then a couple of trash cans. And then we've got other places where this would, you know, probably be mostly fine. This entire bit right here could very easily be utilized for food purposes. So, right now I've got all of that flattened. I don't really have a lot of money right now, but I can go ahead and start building these one piece at a time. Put this in triple speed. Yeah, see, there they go. They're buying burgers, $2 a pop. And then we've got ice cream, which I apparently clicked too early. And then the last option we have right now is drinks, which will go right there. So that is that corner of the park. Well, not corner, it's the side, but yeah, this space right here really isn't going to be used for anything else. So we could either just, you know, let it sit there, or we could do something with it, and obviously you can't do anything up here with that because it's not accessible. But it does require some cash to get this leveled out. Not really a big deal. And then, of course, we'll have other stalls available as well, which is going to make it possible for this area to do pretty well. I'm going to put drinks in the center on this one. Where's my $300? There we go. And, of course, we are going to have to make sure that we have some benches. We already have some trash cans in the general area. Just make sure we populate a couple more of those. That one's probably fine. Alright, so now we have 3 little food courts, more or less. This one doesn't have any benches yet, but now it does. That should keep those guys a little bit happier. Keep things nice and clean here. There we go. We got go-karts. We got go-karts. Alright. Oh, wow. I always forget all these crazy designs. I'm going to go ahead and say, let's see. So that one doesn't have scenery, but we could probably do something. Let's see, figure 8. I always end up just making my own custom go-karts. It just feels better that way. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to build go-karts kind of over here next to the train station, and I think that's going to make the most sense, create kind of a critical mass over here. So if I have big old station area right here. That's going to have a lot of carts, because you want to have a lot of carts. You start one of these numbers here. Now it's tall enough to go underneath. Go all the way down. Actually, I can have one fewer here. That should be... no, it's not going to let me build under it if I don't have that. Alright, so... That's what we'll do. I'll tell you what we'll do here is I'll build one more station platform and then come back to this mess. So we're not going to go around that way. We're going to go around this way. And the reason I did what I did there is because now I can come in under this way. Rotate this, you can see a little bit better. Now we have an opportunity to utilize more of this space. This one will go just like so. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do basically the exact same thing I did with this mess. So that will be going up to 5 feet. And then I think I have to have the third one, or is that the, no, that's, there we go, that was right. Rotate this again. Just very, very simply. Yeah, I guess coming down this way probably makes more sense. There we go. Just go right there like so. And then we're going to come in underneath here. Ah, no, we're not, because I don't have cash. Disregard. Oh, now we're at negative 300. Okay. Well, see, this is what happens when I just focus on building cool go-karts. Now we have to wait. So I'll take a sip of my beverage. And then as soon as that gets out of the red, we will be good to go to start making more and more of this. Can't really be too long, but we can have a little bit of fun with it. This one will go back in through here again. And now we have to wait for more money, but that problem will solve itself before too long. Launched freefall, that's another good one to have. Alright, so then that goes that way, just like so. And then at the very end here, we have just enough space to do a tiny hill and back into the station. Is it the most exciting design ever? No. Does it look cool? I don't know, maybe a little bit. Maybe not. That's for you to decide, but regardless, I think it's going to be just fine. We're going to have our entrance here, and then our exit all the way down here. If I have my... I guess that's going to be fine there. Now this is going to be maybe a little bit irritating to take care of, but there's 16 cars here. It is not going to be a 3-lap race. But this is a good guest soak. Because it takes so many guests off of the path system. And as long as the races don't take too long, then, you know, nobody's miserable. But since they're not paying to go on this, maybe it's a little bit extravagant to have such a long track when they're not paying for it. But remember, the cooler the rides, the more money folks are going to pay to get into the park, which is, of course, the ultimate goal. All right, so that is at $9.90. The next guest that comes in, I'm going to raise the price to $40. I like to have round numbers here, so if this goes up to 40, then eventually that'll be hopefully just fine like that. Yep, so there we go. Happily still making that work. And they are go-karting up a storm over here. Remember, it's 16 guests per ride. And I believe this queue will hold 3.5 or 4 races worth of guests. Hopefully nobody complains. We will see. Yeah, I think we can pretty safely move on. Double drop still seems to be reasonably full while having an empty queue, so that's also a good sign. We need some stuff over here, so probably should build another water ride in this area, but I really want to build one of those mine train coasters over here. That's going to be expensive. We've already talked about that. So other ways to generate money without charging for rides and without raising the park entrance fee, of course. We have our shops and stalls, which we probably should start researching some more of those. I'm going to turn off water rides. Because honestly, right now, these are really the only ones you need to have. Especially if you're not charging per ride. When we start getting more shops and people buy the impulse stuff, you can really, really start getting some good money for that. 116 people on the ride. Very good. And now we've got umbrella time. You already know. Come one, come all. Come grab your $10 umbrellas. Make great haste. Look at these guys go. And then, of course, these guys down here probably aren't going to be doing quite as much business because there's not really any rides over here. But that's fine. Things are looking pretty good. Yeah. But we do need to get some more money, though. So if we can have some... I don't want to say cheap rides. Inexpensive rides. That will still generate some good excitement. That'll be good. Spinning Wild Mouse. We are very, very familiar with. This is a pretty decent design. So if I were to put, I guess, right here is probably a pretty decent spot, but it's going to block more of more path access. So if I move it down this way, then that's probably good. Go ahead and do that. Turn that on. Get those guys ready to go there, and now we can get a path around the backside here. Should be fine. I could have built these guys in this little bit here, but I guess we'll just leave it. Are they buying the on-ride photos? Okay, 466. Nice. We could probably raise the price of those. In fact, I think I will. We can make those $3. We could check and see if anyone's buying these when they get off the ride. Okay. One there. Couple there. Okay. Should be a pretty reliable deal. Does this type of coaster have on-ride photos to sell? I guess that's a good question I should have asked before I built it, because then we could modify the track. Now we have a full queue, 63 people, so that is a full 4 races. Just about. Queue time showing at 10 minutes. So that's probably acceptable. If they start complaining, then I guess I can put some TVs in there and that'll shut them up. Oh, yep, there it is. I wanna go on something more thrilling, and I'm tired of waiting. Well, guess what? Turn on the brain rot. Here you go. Just keep your mind occupied, whatever's left of it. Balloon stalls. Beautiful. Absolutely perfect. That is a great way to make money. Who doesn't like balloons, right? I'm going to like them even more when you're paying $1.50 each. That sounds good. Souvenir stalls, which, guess what? Souvenir stalls also sell umbrellas. That's right. And I'm going to say $3 for the cuddly toy. So I guess there's a little bit of a flaw in my strategy here, putting these right next to the other information kiosks, but that's fine. The cuddly toys will still sell, and they'll do whatever with those. So now up here I don't have any extra space, but I do have this land right here, which I will go ahead and prepare, because you know we're going to get all sorts of other stuff to put up here anyway. Get those balloons going. Get that going. And then, you know, we don't have anything really at the entrance, but no one's at the entrance anyway. Except they're getting on the train, then they're on the entrance. Okay. I see trash on the ground. Okay, but our handyman is, I guess, kind of on the job, maybe. A little bit. Probably just need to have more of these trash cans everywhere, huh? There's no trash cans at the entrance. Oh, hat stalls. All right, bring it on. Bring it on. Everybody buy the stupid big foam hats in random colors. And for the privilege, you will pay $2. Just pop that guy in there. Random colored hats galore. Rotate. Another set of random colored hats. Alright, we can make that work. Are we still complaining about the queue length? Yeah, okay, well, whatever. That's fine. Now we're going to start to make a lot more money. Now that we have more tchotchkes we can sell to these unsuspecting victims, I mean guests. Oh boy, hat stall. Last thing, got the next one coming up in 2 weeks here. We need to get more money, we can have more roller coasters, we can have more guests come in and buy park entrance tickets at high prices. But I guess I should check and see how much money these guys are even coming in with in the first place. $90. $90. What about you? $90. Okay. So we can definitely raise the park entrance fee. And probably should. All these guys took their balloons on the train. I'm surprised that was allowed. Normally you're not allowed to take the fun stuff on the rides with you. Well, regardless. Should be okay. Alright, is it going to tell me what this is yet? Seafood stall! Get your tentacles. Oh, yes. Now I've got almost 6,000 bucks. See, log flumes are also another good guest soak. I don't really care to build these, but I guess we could find something that is at least acceptable in design. Okay, this actually would probably work just fine. Put that there. I will very briefly just fix this. Alright, get this popped in. I should probably check the park value too. 184, okay. I have this going quickly because this is a 4-year scenario, and if I don't, this video is going to be an hour and a half long, 2 hours long possibly. I'll tell you what we'll do is I will do that right there. Water areas, so the blue queue. I don't think we want to have a super long queue here, but what we can do is we can bring this way. Just like that, and that's going to be long enough for it not to be a big deal. 9 boats. I can have more than 9. I can have 10 boats, and that's 40 guests. How many will it let me have? Oh, you got to be joking. I can have 28 boats? How stupid does that look? That's too much. That's too much. 28 boats is too much. What about 16? That's probably a lot better. We'll just go with that. Trying to keep as many guests off of the path as possible so we don't have the overcrowding problems. Remember, we do still have basically the regular layout the park came with, map-wise, path-wise. And this guy doesn't have test results, of course not. But that's probably fine. Yes, come get your tentacles here, I suppose. Yeah, well, seafood stall. You're going to pay a premium price for your tentacles, $2. I got plenty of space up here for tentacles, though. So there you go. I don't think there's any other kind of shop that got unlocked. So that one will go there. Now we got 3 seafood stalls. I don't know why tentacles is the option for what type of seafood you're having. It's a very strange choice of words, considering literally anything else you could have done. But I digress. We need a roto drop somewhere. So that would be a good thing. I don't really have space to do it here. And also still have a queue, but it would have been a good thing to maybe plan slightly better. I guess this works here. If I have this wrap around here, it's probably okay. Oh, I didn't change the queue color there. So green it is. This will have to be where that path comes in. Just so I can, oh. There we go. Because I have to have the path come through this. Alright, so that turns on there. I do need to, somebody made a mistake. I know that never happens. Oh boy. Alright, so this is gonna be an interesting problem to solve for this, because again, isometric view has betrayed me. I'm going to have to get rid of these paths. There we go. And just put that back. Because, you know, it causes problems in this game when you try to do stuff with paths that it doesn't want you to do. So, that works. Now that is back where it's supposed to be. We have a lost idiot over here. Heading for Spinning Wild Mouse 1. I'm sure you are, buddy. There you go. Good job. All these balloons, do they come off of the go-karts? Let's pop them. Can we go 3 for 3? Alright, good. Sometimes you get those that don't pop. But what are we unlocking? Well, we got the pizza stall. Okay. You see how the money is steadily climbing higher and higher more quickly every single time? All right, get your pizza on. $2 per pizza. That's fine. And I've got, I guess I'll just put pizza there. It's all right. Then you come over here. There's your pizza there. All right, so now I feel like it is probably about time to raise this price. Oh, I just barely missed it. I like the numbers to make sense. I like them to be even round numbers of all of the admissions added together. So now I have to wait for a few more guests to come in. Oh, I did it again. There we go. All right, so this poor person, Henry P., you have $70. You're about to pay me $50 to get into the park. Congratulations, you're the first one for the price hike. And there you go, no complaints. So that should help tremendously in terms of us making enough money to put another roller coaster over here, or over here for that matter. Tons and tons and tons of stuff we could be doing. Queue's still 11 minutes. People are still complaining. I guess that's probably still fine. It's keeping guests off the path. We have 1,200 guests, which is not an insignificant number of guests. Look at this. Look how perfect this is. 64 people on the ride, and the logs are relatively easily spaced out there. Looking good. All right, now we're starting to get enough money where I feel like I can take a look at these coaster designs. Now, these with the scenery, quote unquote, the paths aren't really fun to build on slopes because then the paths get like intersected weird. But if you can find a spot where the end of the path isn't plain stupid, then it works nicely. So right now, obviously the supports are a huge problem, but there are a few places where it seems like it might want to allow me to do that, but it's expensive because it's all over all these hills. $14,133. If I put it on completely flat land, it is only 2/3 of that price. So I'm thinking it may actually be a smarter move to kind of lower some of these peaks a little bit, so we have less extreme height changes. So I'm seeing we got peaks of 35, we got 40, 35, 25. So what I'm going to try to do, I don't know how much it's going to cost me, but if I can lower all of these 40-foot peaks to be, or at least a decent number of them, to be, say, 30, even just 35, ideally 30, then that might be a worthwhile thing. So this is going to cost me to lower this $80 in this spot. Same $80 here. I do like that it gives you this. I don't think the original game gave you that. I think that's an OpenRCT 2 thing. It's already March year 3, so we do have to be careful about how much time is passing here. So that cost us $80. And now this is all 35 feet. Everything else here is about 35. But if I take the 35, this says 40. Take this and go down. Now, take that and go down. Take that and go down. It's only cost me a couple $100, but this is a lot flatter here. And I feel like it is a pretty good step toward us getting what we want done. So, now that we've done that, let's take the thing out of that way. Come back with our Mine Train coaster. This Gold Rush design. See, that saved us $2,000 if we were to build it there. There's probably a couple spots here. It'll be a little cheaper. But anytime you can reduce the height of your supports, you probably should do it. See, 12,361. I don't hate this. I don't think it's, fantastic, but it's also not terrible. And most importantly, this will like really good right here. Let's see, now the bad thing is I have to wait. Can I accelerate time with number keys? No, that is a hotkey for something else. Oh, okay. Well, I should probably know these. But I don't. You can hide guests? Okay. Okay, that's grid lines. I don't know what that does. Maybe I shouldn't be pushing it, but that's... Oh, all of the flowers are dying. I guess somebody wasn't maintaining them. We'll get that taken care of. They'll bring it back to life. Anyway, I found my perfect spot, but now I have to accelerate the passage of time so I can, you know, actually, actually, like, make the thing. Okay, this is like $45 cheaper to put it here, but it's going to mess up our pathing, so I'm going to keep it in this spot. As we wait ever so patiently for there to be $12,361 in our bank account, which is not happening fast enough for my liking, so I guess I will have to just raise that. Well, we'll be all right. There you go. I don't completely hate that. But I did say that our queue here was going to have to be red. So yes, I will pay the extra money to change the color of the queue. I don't hate this this ash footpath, though. That actually looks kind of cool. Let's go ahead and take that there. Again, I'm so used to this being on the other side. But this can come all the way down here. And then enter right there. Turn that on. It does not have on-ride photo, but that is okay. I probably could put one right there if I really felt like it. But this will get them in here. And now we'll have yet another roller coaster. And hopefully it doesn't crash, because it said there was a vehicle difference. But I don't know what vehicle difference there could possibly be. Unless it was reversed. It might have been reversed. Okay, that balloon is poppable. Alright, there we go. So that's going. That's looking pretty good. More and more guests coming in. This is so crowded over here. Lots of vomit on the ground. That's a lot of vomit on the ground. See, I don't want to just hire these guys for the sake of hiring them, but probably should have at least one more mechanic. He didn't immediately answer his radio, so I guess that is probably a good sign in terms of workload. Okay, well now he's busy, so I'm going to hire another one. Okay, 4 should be fine for right now. You know, 1,300 guests, I guess we could probably justify hiring a couple more. So I will do that. It's 7 of them. Those guys will be free roaming. I'm not going to assign any more. Wow, that filled up quick. Very interesting how fast that went. Well, I'll do these guys a favor, and I'll put a no entry sign there so they don't get lost. I don't really like these long exit paths like this, but when the station is kind of in the middle of the ride, you don't really have much of an other choice. Park value of 232 is looking pretty good, though. Making some nice progress there. We can put a couple more rides here if we find some that are kind of mining-themed, or could arguably be mining-themed. I don't really know what else we'd do, but the top spin could be a decent choice. I want to rotate so I can see these guys, though. Maybe come up with some dumb mining theme for that. Go ahead and just put this on intense mode. Change the colors a bit, possibly. See, dark yellow. No, that just... Never mind. Not going to go there. But what about... if this is... Okay, I don't really like that much. That's not terrible. Not terrible. Turn this to be regular yellow. I guess we could just say that's mining themed. Be done with it. Okay. Then bring this in this way. Bring that way, and then if I'm right, this should... Yep, perfect. Same exact height. There you go. Very easy. Ooh, cotton candy. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do them a kindness. Let's put a bathroom up here. That does not have to be mining themed. But we've got some opportunities now in this general area to put in, say, cotton candy stall. Pay $1 for your cotton candy. And then, you know, the rest of the food everywhere else. But that's kind of a fun thing. All right, so that works. What was this radio message? The whoop-de-doo broke down. Okay. So, okay, we still have shops and stalls, still have thrill rides. I guess we probably shouldn't be too picky, but the shops and stalls are going to continue to make us money, so we should be building more of those. Oh yes, the launched freefall. Escape hatch. Oh, this is a tall one. That's 11.2 with a 1.9 excitement rating. Why would anyone go on that? This is, as always, our happy medium. So I need more desert-themed rides. That's going to be kind of hard. Escape hatch, once again, we've already talked about, is like one of the best rides you can build in this. The easiest thing to get people to be interested in riding. And I always want to integrate these whenever I can. Aha! Aha, aha, aha. Let's hide the supports so I can actually see to build this. But that is a really, really good place to put that, in the middle of that ride. And this is, I guess, technically a water ride because that's where we put it, so it will get the blue. That's fine there. And there you go. Nice and easy. Should raise the excitement of both of these. Whoop-de-doos aren't very popular anymore, huh? Okay, I got 2,600 bucks. Need to get more money. Desert roller coasters are kind of hard. Kind of hard, but I don't know what else we could really put over here. Oh, we haven't done merry-go-rounds or haunted houses yet. I mean, haunted houses, that's not a very desert-themed attraction. Observation tower, yeah, I don't know if the guests really even care about that, but I always thought they were kind of cool. So, what I'm going to do is, you know, closer to the entrance area here, I'm going to put in just generic rides. Get ourselves a single, because this is the desert technically area, I will put the yellow queue. Just put a couple of things in here. Merry-go-round, again, cannot believe I did not have one of these already. I almost always build these really, really early on. But you know how it goes. I suppose this is probably... Yeah, I'll put that there, and I'll put that in that corner. Just turn this on. Technically in the mountain area, so it'll get that color. There you go. Easy. Okay, what else? Just get these guys in the door. Mazes are cheap. You can, of course, change the decoration to be either a hedge, like a wooden fence, bricks, or this corn or whatever. So the excitement rating is just not that high. But they are really cheap to build. And you can, of course, make a custom lame maze, and the guests won't really care. They'll still go on it, but what's the fun in that? So if I put in a little maze here, just, again, just a real simple thing. I think I can get this to line up very advantageously with some of these other things here. Let's check and see. Can I build path under this? I can. Okay. The other fun thing is going to be, you know, not getting these guys connected, but I do know that that's going to work there. I did talk about that already being a thing. So I'm going to put that there. And then I'm going to try... There we go, because it's a separate... Again, the maze does not need a queue line of 3. But you can have up to... Oh, wow. I thought that only went up to 16. I'll tell you what. Let's say 32 people in the maze is probably more than enough. Oh, ice blocks. Oh, yeah, that's what goes in the desert. But just regular hedges is probably fine. Just open that. Very simple, very easy. Get that popped in there. And there you go. That's another guest soak. Look at all these people with the hats. Love to see it. Things are progressing nicely there. Park value is $279. Remember, we do still have basically an entire year and a half left. Oh, it looks like we've hardly built anything. Well, we need to get more money. You know how it goes. Okay, so balloons. I guess I should check and see. Just randomly select a guest. How much money do you have? Okay, you paid $50 to enter the park, and you just now bought a map. How long have you been in the park? Okay. Park map is really good. You're going to make me raise the price on the park maps? All right, let's just check somebody else. Okay, only paid $40 to enter the park. We're in 11 rides, but souvenirs. Okay, I think we can raise prices on stuff. And that is like the third time I've seen that people said the park map is a good value, so guess what? Now it's $1. Congratulations. Tentacles. Tentacles sold, 59. Your tentacles are now $2.50. Cuddly toys, I think $3 is probably still fine. Balloons are now $2. Ice cream, fruity ices, I'm sorry, $2. Burgers were already $2. Now they're $2.50. Hot dogs. Can't change the price of the hot dogs. Oh, the drink stall can go to $2. And then this is hats, right? Yeah. Say $3 for the funny hat. All right. That may or may not help a ton, but you know, take a look at our shop sales. They've been hovering around. Okay, some of these. We had a big rainstorm, is why that's that much. But we've been hovering in normal conditions, slightly under $1,000. We're obviously making money hand over fist on those. Food and drink around $500-600 a month recently, going up and up and up. So that should be good. May is going to be a little bit less. You can already see that. I mean, everything's looking pretty good. Probably can cut research. Ride construction is a thing. Yeah. I mean, we're still making a ton of money. I can't build as much as I want because I'm not making as much. And I could change this to be pay per ride, yes. But if they're already paying to get in the park, they generally tend to not like doing that twice. Where does the on-ride photo sale get counted? Is that a shop sale? I guess it would have to be. Because it's not... Yeah, there's nothing under ride tickets. Yeah, we'll go with that. Alright, so what just got researched? There was no research. Okay. Fry's shop. I think, honestly, that's probably fine. Motion simulator? I'm not paying for that. Get out of here. Get out of here. No funding. Figure it out. But we can place some fries, and I'm going to charge $2 for those. Probably don't need to have a ton of those, but, you know, every opportunity to make money is an opportunity to make money. So you do what you can with what you got. You already know. So that's 2 of those there. I don't really have a great place to put a third one of these in this area, but I guess we can just do that there. And that's fine. These guys are going to do what they're going to do. This is already working out pretty well. I want to put another roller coaster in. We probably should have one of these over here as well. But I don't know. I don't really have any good water coasters. I mean, I built the log flume. I built the splash boats. I could build at River Rapids. Dinghy slide is kind of the classic water coaster thing, though. Don't really have a lot of great-looking ones. I mean, that's kind of cool, but that has the station up at the top, which is going to be annoying to build to. That's another one of those where the station's really tall. I don't hate this one. I don't really love it, but... Okay, now this is going to mess with me here. Okay, that would interface with those, which would be a bonus to excitement for 3 rides. Alright, we'll go with that. So I suppose... See, that's going to be the exit. I'll just start with that. Okay, that's going to cause me problems. We're going to have Dinghy Slide 1 in the way. Our favorite thing ever. So just give ourselves a little bit of extra space. Just like that. And then this will go down. Right like so. How many 12 boats? You can increase the amount of boats. So we'll go to 16. That should end up being pretty nice. Hopefully. Get these guys going. See how many people want to get up in there. 285. Remember, we have to be at 300,000. That is our, that's our goal. So I suppose we will see. Hopefully nobody dies on this. That would actually be awful. I never even think to test these things, but... So that's going there. Still June of year 3, so we do have some time. But I want to build a big coaster here. I guess I could just take out a big loan to do it, but this doesn't seem in the spirit of the game here to do that. I am going to take that down. There we go. Now I've got space. All right, and the big exciting one is always the big wooden coaster, right? So you got wood twisters, you got that thing. We built a couple of these big ones. But I'm looking for something that is going to have a spot for a on-ride photo. Ooh, look at that, look at that, look at that. Do I have a way to get conveniently? That's going to be kind of annoying to get paths in and out of. Oh, these aren't that expensive. $6,500, okay. Okay, I can rock with that. So if I have a space, that's as low as that goes, huh? If I have a space that I can erect one of these and it not be a big deal, this might actually work. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. So I will put this here. Put that there. Wood twister 1. So on and so forth. Green, etc. Obviously that's not going to work. That will get connected there. And then we can bring this down. Get that hooked up that way to that path. And then I believe I can go completely under... nope. Not quite. Not quite. Gonna have to go to about here. All the way down. And now that gets to be turned on. And then I can put maybe one other coaster in here that's not going to cost a lot of money. Regular wooden coasters, of course, are a thing. But I do like these twisters. I think they're fun. Another one that would be kind of annoying to get a station entrance in and out of. Alright, there's a couple of these that are kind of small that will fit nicely. That is a very small one. Not super expensive. Just have to be able to get your queue in and out. Also doesn't have to go in any specific spot, but that there might be kind of a good idea. And let's hide our supports again. I'm going to have to come in from this side. And this I know is going to cause me problems unless I go in the exact right spot. Let's turn that around. Okay, see, I can't really do that. But if I can get it to go underneath this, then that might be a good thing. I guess I turn the supports back on. Okay, that's definitely enough height. So that's fine there. I guess that's fine there. Let's turn the supports off again. Okay, I successfully built that. That's good. That'll work there. And I turned this. Then this is going to have to go. Oh, I made the ugly 2x2 spot, but you know it's going to be fine. This does have on-ride photos, so that's good. Turn the supports back on. I think we can safely hire some more handymen to keep this thing clean. What's our park value looking at now? $340. All right, cool. Now, I do want to keep going. I do want to try and get a couple more things built because it honestly is a little threadbare, and I never built anything over here. But I don't know what kind of roller coaster would really fit this. Stand-up coaster might have some... Okay, there's not that many options for this. Okay, this isn't bad. Not terrible. That is $9,000. Provided I can figure out where the pathing is supposed to go. Steeplechase is kind of anticlimactic, but it is kind of a funny thing. Oh, this is that giant one. We built that one before. This one's literally called Steeplechase. Okay, that's not going to work at all. Unless I want to, you know, terraform this entire mountain all the way down, which doesn't seem like a smart design. This isn't going to work at all. All right, well, maybe never mind. Maybe we're just going to have to, not worry about it. Go-Karts 1 is broken down. That's too bad. I do have $10,000, and I can do another $13,000 in loans. So in theory, I could build a pretty nice coaster over here. But again, it just takes some space. Whoa! Look at that. That's kind of fun looking. And also looks like it's going to be an absolute nightmare to build on this giant super tall thing. And it's also $17,000. So I'll tell you what. Let's try lowering the top of this just a little bit. And by just a little bit, I mean just a lot of bit. All right, so that we spent like $1,000 doing that. Let's come back. I forget which. Is that this guy? Yeah. See, we spent $1,000, but it's going to cost $2,000 less to build it, unless that's not the same design. In which case, yeah. But 180, 183. I think this is going to be the spot to do it at. So I'm just gonna, you know what? Just do that. All right, hilltop wooden coaster looks kind of weird, but whatever. This is that's the entrance to the station, not the exit. So if I put this all the way back here, okay, we'll just go there. That's fine. Desert gets the yellow queue. Doesn't need to be a super long one. Should be okay. Get that going there. And then I'm just gonna, bring this out here. And there you go. And it's on. And it has on-ride photo. 2 trains, 7 cars per train. That's fine for that size queue. Yeah, all right. So, we've technically already well more than beaten this scenario, but I like this map. And I wish I had more, I wish I had more time, period, point blank, in real life to do this, but if we had more time in this scenario, and if I had just, sold tickets per ride instead of to get into the park, then maybe we could have done some more, custom ride, whatever. But you know what this reminds me of is that mega park you unlock at the very end of the game. Or the very end of the original game, at least. We've already unlocked it. Because it has different quadrants and stuff. I do think I want to do a series building mega park with maybe some custom coasters and stuff. But it doesn't fit the format of this kind of video. I'll just go ahead and put this in turbo mode. But because these are supposed to be one-offs, so like you sit down, you play the whole thing in one sitting, and you're done. Which I have a good time doing. But I know some of you have asked, and I figured I'd just talk about it again. Yes, I do want to do one of those. I don't know when I'll have time to get to it, but I do think that would be kind of a fun thing to get to at some point. All that being said, this is going to be the end of the video. And I really do appreciate you guys watching these and just taking some time at the end of the week to relax with some fun roller coasters and then get back to the beavers, of course, tomorrow. But I do appreciate all the support beard boosters as well. You see the names on the screen. Those folks directly subsidize me and the channel, make it possible to keep doing all the fun stuff we're doing without sponsors and without any of the stupid clickbait stuff that I really, really don't care to have. So, again, huge thanks to those folks. We're going to go ahead and, like you've been seeing, time-lapse the whole rest of this thing and put our names in the chart, and that's going to be all she wrote. All right, there we go. We've achieved the objective with the company value of $382,694, which, of course, the park value is not going to be exactly the same as that, but I would consider this to be a rousing success. Again, wish we could put more stuff in there, but you know how it goes. So, and not JCV. There we go. I can't type. But that's it. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Whatever it is you're doing, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.